Okay, so back on the Pontiac now. What I've done here, we're going to do the throttle linkage change up on the dual quad setup. What I have right now is what's considered a progressive linkage. So this here, this is your main throttle. This pulls on this rod, which hits on this, and then pulls this carb wide open. Okay, now the engine's hot. I don't want to do too much throttling here, but that's kind of how it works. Then the second carb kicks, which is good. It's fine for fuel economy. I've normally run this at 1:1, which I'm going to change it to because I like the throttle response better with 1:1. Now I just did a trip, 560 kilometer trip with this thing with the progressive linkage setup. It's basically running on 2 barrels on the back carb. And I got almost 23 miles per gallon on that. So this is a dual carb setup, you know, fairly big cam for the engine, Vortec heads, 700 R4 with 343 gears in the back. But I just don't like the throttle response in the city, and most of my driving here is in the city. 1:1 gives you, it's instant. This here, it's as progressive, so you got to put more throttle into it, and in the city, so far hasn't made a hell of a lot of difference because to maintain a level of acceleration, you're just putting more foot into it. So you're pulling on the second carb, or you're getting into the secondaries otherwise when you otherwise wouldn't. So let's go ahead and change this out, and I'll explain how it's done. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to back off the idle screw, because right now the idle is running off the back carburetor. Once I have this set up 1:1, the idle is going to run off of this carburetor. No computers in this car. It's going to back this right off, right out, so there's no idle adjustment. If I don't, then I got to do this later. I'd rather just do it. Okay, so we're out of there. The other thing I'm going to do is remove this throttle return spring, because now with this being 1:1, this is direct to this carb. It's just going to run off the 1, and with 2 on there, it's just too tight, too heavy of a throttle, so it's not comfortable and it's very hard to depress. So this way here, and you get depressed when you try to drive it. So now what we have to do is loosen this off. I'm going to move this to here, and then I'm going to lock this pin, or this bar, to this. And that way we're going to achieve the 1:1 setup. So what you need for tools on this is Allen wrench, because the set screws on both of these, and this one here. So what we're going to do is, before we do that, that's basically to lock it in. This is going to be a 3/8, I believe. Yep. And I got to get a socket here, a ratchet at least. There we go. I'm just going to back this off. And loosen the set screw. Now, this is down, this is down. This is where this needs to be. Actually, what I'm going to do is move this. You can almost see where it used to be. So I'm going to move this one. This engine is hot, so okay. Okay, so this is going to move to here, like that. A little finicky trying to find the hole, but you know how that goes. Once you're in, you're there. And we'll tighten that one up. so that's locked in. Now this is going to slide over to here. And that is going to lock in. So when it's progressive, the further you get back here, the more you're going to operate on this. When it's 1-to-1, it's boom, she's going to be locked right in there. So now this is a smaller, this is a 3/8 on this puppies, these two. And just to make things interesting, this one here is 5/16. So back that off. Luckily, the Allen key is the same. So with progressive on the highway, I was getting 23. I am averaging typically 14 miles per gallon or a little bit better. To date with it set up as 1-to-1, and one tank with progressive didn't really, I might have got 1 mile per gallon better, but it just doesn't run as nice. So this one here, tighten that up. Now this is such an easy process that if I am going to do a road trip like I just did, I can adjust this to a progressive and get a little bit better gas mileage than I will with it 1-to-1. So right now you can see how this is operating. So both primaries are gonna operate now at the same time. Now there's your idle, or not your idle, it's your kick down, your choke. Choke, I believe, runs off of the back carburetor, so we're not going to worry about that, but I do have to set the idle on this one. Now I'm just going to turn this up a touch so that I do have a base idle, and then I got to set it up for air conditioning. Okay, so that's got a bit of a base there. Now let's start this up, see where it sits, and then we'll adjust the idle so that it functions. Once again, it's 90 degrees out here. Okay. Turn my fan on. So I want the idle to be about 1100 RPM so that when the AC comes on, or when I put it in gear, it'll drop down about 800 or 900, and AC it'll be right around 800. So I'm at 800 right now, 750 to 800. So let's just adjust this up. A little bit more. That's better. So we'll put it in gear, drops it down to 900. Now I'm back against the back wall in my shop here, so I'm not going anywhere, and we'll put the AC on. That's about right. So 800 with AC on, 900 with it off, 850, 900. Done. All that's left to do is put the tools away. Now with a high idle like that, if I shut it off in gear, it'll run on. So I always just shut it off in gear. Turn the fan off. And that's it. Doesn't take long. So if I want to go out and do a trip, do a road trip, what way is this thing sitting? It's just a matter of adjusting that to make it progressive and run off the back carburetor. Hope you enjoyed that, learned something. Thanks for watching.